guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Weight Loss Center here in Norwalk, Connecticut on Sensational Sunday on an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous summer day. Just got in from a bike ride, 40 miles, 8 bananas, handful of blueberries, handful of spinach, and water. Man, no better way to replenish the electrolytes than with fruit and vegetables, and certainly water to hydrate you. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail, man. Fat paralyzes insulin. Guys, let me make one thing clear, a couple things clear before we even start. Nothing I am saying here, I'm making up. This is not some cockamamie idea that Ralph figured out. This is documented research for hundreds of years that has been peer-reviewed and whatever, forever. This is nothing new. There is mountains of evidence to back up what I'm saying. Mountains, okay? This is not my cockamamie idea. All right? Now, again, fat paralyzes insulin. Okay? One more thing, not my cockamamie idea, and number two, there should be no type 2 diabetes in the world. None. Type 1 diabetes is genetic because pancreas, different things don't work properly. Type 2 diabetes, 100%, 1,000%, guys, you did it to yourself. It is done through diet, and it can be cured through diet. In many cases, it can be cured. If not completely cured, you may have done way too much damage to your pancreas and whatnot for it to be completely rejuvenated. But if it is not 100% cure, everything, your insulin, everything that you have to apply, all the symptoms greatly, greatly reduced. Okay? Now, let me explain. Insulin, guys, is nothing more than a transportation device. Nothing more than that at all. Okay? Now, what happens is when carbs, sugar, whatever, comes into the bloodstream, they glom onto insulin, which is a hormone. Okay? How do you make a hormone? Don't pay her. Dun-dun-dun. Old joke. Old joke. Hey, little levity here on a Sunday morning. Anyway, they glom on, the carbohydrate molecules and everything glom on to insulin, and insulin transports them through the bloodstream to the cells. Fact. Nobody can refute that. Okay? Now here's what happens. This is where type 2 diabetes comes up. If there is too much fat in the blood cells, in the bloodstream, or the cells of the body, which we have trillions of them, the cells of the body are so enveloped by fat, or they're too engorged by fat, there's so much fat in the cell, the insulin cannot get to the cell where it was supposed to go. So what happens? This marvelous, marvelous contraption called the body galvanizes into action, and it goes into fight or flight mode, and the pancreas starts secreting more insulin because the insulin that was already there did not get to where it was supposed to go. That, in a nutshell, is type 2 diabetes. You don't have to know anything else. That is it, and that, folks, is a fact. This is the most insulin-sensitive thing you can eat. Fruits and veggies. Okay. Now, what is the conventional way of dealing with type 2 diabetes by Jason Fung and Lauren Cordain and all these morons. I mean, it's insane. Now, what they do is they cut down dramatically on the amount of carbohydrates that enter the system. Okay? And initially, it gives you better blood tests, blood levels, insulin levels. Initially, but long term, it just exacerbates the problem. You are not fixing the problem. I know anybody with half a brain that is listening to this knows what the problem is, and they don't even have to listen to it. Okay? The point is not to get the insulin, the less carbohydrates in the bloodstream. The point is to get the fat out of the bloodstream. This is just common sense now. Not only is it scientific fact, guys, it's common sense. So all these tools that want you to fast, yeah, if there's no carbohydrates in the system, your insulin levels are going to go down. But the problem is this, and it's an enormous problem. There's two of them. Number one, what they don't tell you, every cell in the body is made up primarily of glucose, which is a carbohydrate. And there is only one thing and one thing only that feeds the brain, and that is glucose or carbohydrates. If you go on a diet that dramatically cuts back on the glucose or the carbohydrates, you are doing significant damage to your entire body. Number one, the cells are not getting the nourishment they need to rejuvenate. It's like 60% of each cell is glucose. The brain is not getting what it's supposed. Guys, you're in a brain fog. You can't cut back on carbohydrates like that. Like Jason Fung, Pudgy Wudgy Was a Bear, tells you to do. You can't do it, guys. Okay? Now, I said there were two problems. Number one, it wipes you out at a cellular level. Just completely throws everything off. Number two, guys, if you are not going to eat carbohydrates, what's left? Meat, dairy, fish, which is high in fat, which is just exacerbating the problem. So yes, a month, 2 months, 6 months, yes, if you just completely throw your body and your system off completely by cutting back in the carbs, yes, your insulin levels will be very, very good. You go to the doctor, oh, gee, you're doing great. You're doing great, Ralph. Just keep, it's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. Guys, the only way, one way and one way only that you can eliminate type 2 diabetes is get the fat out of the blood. High carb, low fat diet will do it and will cure it. In thousands, John McDougall has thousands of documented cases where he cured, literally, I'm not saying you cut back on your insulin. He cured diabetes, type 2 diabetes, cured it. Guys, it's the only way to cure diabetes. There should be no type 2 diabetes anywhere in the world. And when you go back and look at the China study by T. Colin Campbell, and they were studying the rural Chinese people, okay, that ate nothing but white rice, literally, which is just all carbs and sugar. That's all white rice is. There was no, literally zero evidence of type 2 diabetes. Guys, what they are telling you, Jason Fung and Lauren Cordain, are liars. Not only are they chubby wubby was a bear, they are liars. They have you starving yourself and fasting. Guys, I'm eating 3,000 plus calories every single day, and I've made the turn towards 70, and I have the greatest blood test ever. And I'm eating more carbs, more starch, more sugar in one day than Jason Fung will in a month. I will compare my blood test to him any day of the week, and then we'll go get on the bike and we'll see if we can ride 200 miles, Jason. It's just they're lying to you. They are absolutely 100% lying to you. Fat paralyzes insulin. Fruit, veggies, and starch are the most insulin-sensitive things you can possibly put in your mouth. That's all I put in my mouth. Case closed. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life, and your starches, and live your life with true power, baby. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.